Hey, France fans. My name's Jordan Jackson, and I'm joined today by Frontenacs defenseman Alec Bélanger. Alec, how you doing? And thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jordan. I'm really excited to talk with you right now today.
We want to talk about our military
Mhm.
appreciation game coming up Friday, February 25th against the Oshawa Generals. And the reason we have you joining us, Alec, is because you're from a military family. This means a lot to you. These jerseys, this game, and thanking the military community. So why don't you just share a little bit about your family's story and your military background?
Yeah, like my dad, he served in the military for 17 years. He retired as a sergeant in logistics department to be more specific. And yeah, I moved a lot when I was a kid, and he did a couple tours here and there. And yeah, military has very been a big part of my life, and I think it'll continue to be. So yeah, I really appreciated what he did for our country, and yeah.
I think that's exactly why we have this
Mm-hmm.
game, right? Is because everyone in this building has the same feeling. Really appreciate all the military members and what they do for this country. You mentioned a couple tours. Talk about that. What was it like when Dad was away from home? Moving around, playing hockey with your dad on deployment.
Yeah, both times I got deployed. The first time I was 3 years old, so I was maybe a little too young
Hmm.
to realize what was going on and to really get a good grasp of it. But the second time around, I was 6 years old, so a little bit older, and so it was a little bit different not having them there. But like I said, you're young, and my mom was really good and really she was incredible. She was like a superhero, like they say. I think it's honestly harder on obviously what he did is very impressive and everything, but I think the spouses or the husbands of people who go overseas, I think they have it as tough as the ones that are home because I was a little bit of a crazy kid, and then I had my younger sister who was there too, so I think it was really tough on her. My grandma came and helped us out a bit on while he was going on tour, which helped a lot. But yeah, I think it was different. I wasn't really playing too much hockey yet, but I was playing a little bit when I was playing novice and stuff. My one a family friend, my old billet in Ottawa, he would come to games because we both lived out in Alberta and film it on a tape recorder. And then my dad would got a chance to see those when he was overseas. So I think that's a really special moment that we still talk about to this day.
I'm sure your dad would appreciate,
Hmm.
not being able to be at the game, but
Hmm.
still being able to see you
Yeah,
and get those
yeah,
opportunities. So he didn't feel like he was missing as
yeah.
much while he was away, right? You mentioned how the whole family is really a huge part of
Hmm.
this. Uh, how many times did you have to move? Like military families, they move around
Hmm.
a lot.
Hmm.
And if your dad's moving and then deployed, like
Hmm.
how many times did you have to move, and what effect did that have on your family?
Yeah, it was obviously we moved a couple times, and we honestly got pretty lucky. I think I was 2 years old when we moved away from Quebec City. My dad got transferred over to Edmonton, Alberta.
Hmm.
So I was out there from 2 to 10 years old. So I played a little bit of hockey out there as well, and then we moved to a Barrie at the age of I was about 10 or 11. So and I've been there ever since. And then my dad retired at Borden a couple years ago now. So yeah, I moved out a bit, but it wasn't honestly too crazy. So I got pretty lucky, but. I think it was good for me and it was good for my sister. I think you learn a lot when you move and lets you mature maybe a bit quicker. And I
Yeah.
think playing hockey helped a lot, with making new friends and stuff. And I think it was really good for me to move around a bit.
Can you expand on that maybe a little bit? Talk about playing hockey in different cities growing up. Was hockey something that helped you kind of get through your dad not being around and maybe adjust, get those friends you talked about in different cities and maybe help you get through those deployments?
Yeah, I think hockey's always been a pretty big part of my life. Just from day one, when we moved out to Alberta, there was a pond about a 2 minute walk from our house where I was on the ice probably every day, just playing just messing around, playing hockey out there. My dad and me would go out there, and then even when he was away, my dad's friends, my dad's buddies would come over and we'd go on the pond. Or my mom, she couldn't skate, but she'd just go out there, and then it was just and I think just playing hockey would honestly made everything okay for me because you're young and you don't realize. But like you said, playing hockey made me the ability to make new friends. Same thing with school, and I think being it taught me a lot of lessons, and taught a lot of values, coming from I had a great life. I'm really grateful for everything, but I feel I learned maybe a little bit quicker, just how to be a little bit more mature and
Yeah.
stuff, and I really appreciated everything I've done so far.
What were some of the challenges that you faced? Not that you can't make it to the OHL if your dad's deployed or your mom's not around, whatever the case may be, but not having both parents available to you for your whole childhood while you were playing. What were some of the challenges you faced to get to the OHL level?
Yeah, like it was I was pretty young, so I don't think it affected me too much. And like I said, like my parents and like even when my dad was gone, it felt like he was back. Like for me, it was obviously for my mom, she probably have a different story. I probably thought it was a long time, but for me, like I said, like I have trouble remembering honestly a lot of it too. So I think it just like it went by so quick. Like I couldn't like I wouldn't even consider he was gone for my childhood because he was there most of the time. When he wasn't, it was someone else, like my grandma or like a family friend. Like I mentioned earlier, like my old billets in Ottawa, they were two military. They're in the military, both of them. They're still in the military, and they lived out in Alberta with us, so they helped us out a lot. So it was cool living with them this year, and so I feel like it wasn't too big of a deal when he was gone.
So you've played in some military theme games before. You're new to Kingston, though. This is the first time you'll wear the CAD-PAT jersey. Kingston is a huge military community, as I'm sure you know.
Yeah.
What's it mean to put on this jersey and represent the military, what it means to your family, and then what it means for you to be able to honor them in that way?
Yeah, it was always it was cool getting traded here, obviously, because even when we were in Barrie and stuff, when we didn't know my dad was obviously going to retire there, and there's always options of getting like transferred somewhere else or posted somewhere else. So, and Kingston's one of those military cities, so it could have easily been Kingston that we could have came to, and it's just funny how I end up here now, and I'm really happy. Like the first thing, like when I got traded here, like everybody's like, "Oh, it's a big military city," and I was like, "Yeah, I know," and I'm happy about that. Like I love like walking around the city, like I see people in their cars, like driving in their uniform and stuff, and like that was my dad, like all the time. So it was pretty cool, and I like showing my respect towards like what they do because it's obviously like it's a different career choice. Obviously, like it's not like I'm not saying there's anything against anything else, but I really feel like pride and like saying that I come from that family, and I could totally see myself after hockey playing like being joining the military as well. Like I really feel some sort of like a part of that. So yeah, I think it's cool to be here now.
Just before we let you go, is there anything you want to add, about the military, help raise awareness of what these men and women go through and what it means to people like you when and your family when we have games and ceremonies like this?
Yeah, I just think like everybody's really appreciative. I think when like the team like hosts an event like this and like shows that like how important it is. Like right now, like I think it's a family thing. Like I have a cousin right now who's in Latvia in the infantry who just got deported out there for a little bit, and we're all proud of him and like we wish him the safety and everything like that. So maybe I'll just say that a bit. He's a good guy, Christopher. He's a nice guy, and he's out there now, and that's just to show like how it's a family thing. Like he saw my dad, and like when they would talk, like they would have like that little bond together about the military. And I think this game's gonna be awesome. Like I'm excited to see the people in the crowd, and I really want to just tell them like how much I respect what they're doing, and I think it's if anybody, I don't think it's a bad career choice at all. Like if anybody's thinking about doing it, I think it's go for it. Because like I said, like after hockey, like I could really see myself, and I've talked to my parents about this, and they're all for it. I could really see myself joining the military. So yeah, I'm really excited for the game, and hope that one day, maybe when stuff's a little bit more normal, I get to meet some of the people that are in the military from Kingston and just chat with them and shoot the stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure they would really appreciate that.
No, I'd love that.
We'll let you go now, Alec, but we really appreciate you joining us here. And thank you from our organization, from our city, from our country for what you, your family, and especially your dad have contributed over the years. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to be able, as an organization, it means a lot to honor like people like your dad and all the other serving military members. So we really appreciate it. Thanks again for doing this. I know it can be a little difficult to talk about, but in the end, I think it's something that it means a lot to you.
Yeah, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to speak about it, and my dad appreciates it for sure. He appreciates the respect you show him by doing this. So thanks a lot.
All right, fans, that's Alec Bélanger. February 25th against the Oshawa Generals is our military appreciation game presented by Cintas. Tickets available now, 7 p.m. Puck drop. Alec, again, thank you very much. Fans, we look forward to seeing you there.